Hey y'all, welcome into another tarot check-in. Welcome. Today we're looking into the energy of September. So let's see what the divine wants us to know about this month. If you're interested in any of my divine support services, personal tarot readings, spiritual coaching, you can find that on my website, daydreamaustin.com. I also have Orisha merch, Ifa Orisha related trainings and ebooks. And I have a new podcast out called the Gorgeous Guru Podcast. You can find all of those links below. Or check out daydreamaustin.com. All right, so I heard some words before I got started. The first word I heard was fight. So be mindful this month of getting into ego battles. Be mindful of your words. I just heard angry words. Be mindful of what you say. Somebody here might say something that you can't take back. So really think before you speak in September, okay? The other thing I heard was hope. It's important that you have hope in September. Somebody here may be losing hope or may just be feeling like things are not working out in your favor. The divine wants you to hold on to hope. Do what you have to do to keep your hopes high, to remain optimistic and things like that. The other thing I heard was pulmonary. So it's important that you take care of your lungs. If you have asthma or something like that, something may trigger it this month. So I want you to be really mindful of your lungs. For someone else, there may be some type of hopeful treatment that comes out around lung conditions or pulmonary issues. And I also heard that hot water, so sipping teas can help with that as well. All right, so let's look at what the divine wants us to know. Make sure to hang out to the end because I will be sharing guidance and warnings based on the 4 elements of earth, air, water, and fire, okay? What does the divine want us to know about September's energy? This is eclipse season, y'all, okay? So, being that it's eclipse season, the energy is going to be heightened. We might see some shakeups, some different things happening as a result of that astrology, okay? We have an eclipse at the beginning of the month and I think at the end of the month. Yeah, we have a lot of emotional energy here with these multiple cups cards and judgment at the bottom. Oh man, I do feel like for somebody here, maybe multiple people, I see people having like epiphanies and awakenings, but this is like emotional awakenings, awakenings based on emotions or your heart space. So there is a serious change coming here with the Wheel of Fortune, but this change is like based on some type of emotional upheaval. And I'm not even saying that in a negative way. It's interesting because usually when we think of emotional upheaval, we think of like, raw, something happens that sets us off or makes us angry. This may be an emotional upheaval that is very positive in nature, that really puts you on a new path towards your glory, I'm hearing. So there's like an awakening, an opening that sets you on a new path. And this may have something to do with community. So for some of you here, there's a collaboration, a gathering of people, like soul group members coming together in September, or something starts this month that is going to put you on a path towards this soul group that you're meant to spend time with, be in community with. I'm hearing y'all are supposed to change the world. With this Temperance card, it's like something you bring to the world is a benefit, is beneficial. Someone may be eating sunflower seeds. I don't know why that's coming up. Or there's something significant about sunflowers in September. but there's a shift coming. Okay, and the divine is telling me these eclipses have a big impact on us at this time. The eclipses cause this shift into divine mind, into a higher mind, and into higher collaborations that just work out so well. For some of you, this is a relationship, some type of really beautiful, loving relationship that if you started out right can develop like a very strong foundation and go the distance. Doesn't have to be a love relationship, could be like a best friend. And because I'm seeing soul groups coming together, y'all, this could be anybody, just people coming together in love. And I'm really excited about that. For September, the divine is saying, make sure you do some meditation. And I say that because of the King of Cups, the Temperance card, but also because this Judgment card is on the bottom of the deck here. And I believe for some of you, practicing meditation and mindfulness will allow some energy to come through that's really, really helpful. Okay? Like allow some helpful messages and things like that. For somebody here, there's an angel that is supporting your journey because we have two angels. So this could be an ancestor that turned into an angel or was an angel who came through as a human and is now back in their original form. But there's someone who is offering you a lot of love and guidance. Some of you are being encouraged to really have more fun. I don't know if somebody here has been going through a really tough time, if life has been kicking your ass. Get out and enjoy yourself. Or if you don't want to go out and enjoy yourself, then do some type of hobbies or something that make you happy. Yeah, there's been too much heaviness, too much burden. And your guides and guardians, supports, the divine, want you to come out of that. That's why I said meditation to be helpful. But the divine is also pushing you to really grow emotionally and go beyond some unhelpful emotional responses you've had in the past. So say in the past, if someone made you angry, you would ruminate over that energy, like you would stay mad about it for so long and think about all these nasty things you want to say and do, or some of you may have said or done nasty things to that person, right? The divine is wanting you to mature. You see how this man's eyes are closed? He's in a meditative state. He's not going to jump up and respond to things quickly. That's how the divine wants you to be. Just stop and breathe. A lot of the shit that we go towards and focus on is just not helpful for us, and the divine wants us to keep that in mind. Be careful of what you're ingesting. For some of you, the news you're watching, the social media content you're ingesting, the stuff you're allowing into your eyes, your ears, right? Those senses is really having a negative impact on you mentally and emotionally, and it's driving some of you to over drink or overindulge in things. Find healthy ways to spend your time. Ladies, if you notice that your cycles have been heavier or more painful than usual, I did have a vision that this is so interesting, y'all. I saw the womb rising up like a warrior with a sword in its hand, like it was going to battle. There is some serious energy around, like the collective spirit of the divine feminine and the anger, kind of rising up. But for some of us, it may be causing menstrual issues. So find ways to overcome some anger, your anger, your disgust with how things are. You have to find ways to work through this energy. For some of you, it's good for you to come into community with other women. September. The full moon is going to be significant this month, but we just have some serious astrological energy, so that makes sense. This is a great time for cleansing, the full moon. And actually, that's what my guides have told me. My guides said that the full moon is perfect for cleansing of your home, cleansing of your energy bodies, okay, and things like that. Okay, I had paused because of the sirens. So some of you may have an emergency close to home, a reason why someone around you or someone in your household has to call the ambulance. Be careful again of pulmonary issues. If someone has some type of lung triggered, issue or illness, please, please, please take that serious. I feel like that's coming up again, this whole issue, something with the pulmonary areas. Okay, so like I was saying, my guide said the full moon is perfect for cleansing and the new moon is perfect for staking claim on what you truly desire, what you want. It's definitely a good idea this full moon to do some spiritual cleansing. Some of you may want to do that with, by smudging, sage, Palo Santo, whatever you use. Others of you may want to do some type of spiritual bath, like a sea salt bath or something like that. But really focus on doing some spiritual maintenance this month. On the bottom of the deck, friendship, and we saw that, right? Like people coming in together, soul groups coming together. For someone here, you're being brought together with someone who's just going to be a really good friend to you, or the friends you already have, there's like a strengthening of that bond. With the past life card here, I'm getting the sense that with the Wheel of Fortune, the Temperance, the Judgment, and the past life card, I don't know if someone here is getting a past life reading and learning more about their past life, but I do feel like some past karma is clearing if you allow it to. Sometimes we hold on to things and we keep cycles going longer than they need to. But if you're open to a clearing of the energy, right, a spiritual cleansing, there's something about this full moon that's going to be cleansing and healing if we allow it to be. You can overcome some past life issue that has reared its ugly head in this current incarnation, okay? For someone here, you have a past life in Egypt and Kemet. What I'm also getting is that this is not always about clearing past life karma, but someone here is tapping into a gift, an energy that they had in a past life that really served them well, and that would serve them well in this incarnation too. Focus on what's important to you in September. And I think this is especially good for those of you who have been overwhelmed by the news cycles, what's going on in the news, overwhelmed by situations in your life. Focus on things that are important to you and make shit happen, okay? Like really focus on your goals and move forward in that way. Prayer is going to be helpful. I don't know if there's some type of portal or something open, or if the veil is thinning and it's making it easier for your prayers to be heard. Speak power. Be mindful of your words, okay? And that's why I said be careful if you get like very angry and you want to say horrible things. Some of you have the power of the tongue, and when you speak in anger, you are cursing yourself and others, okay? It says choose high vibrational words. Speak affirmations over yourself and others. Maybe that's why I'm seeing this energy of your prayers being heard. Something about your word being potent, okay? For some of you, you need to jump into the unknown. I don't know. I kind of see with these two together, you might be able to use your words to propel you into a new higher timeline. Okay, so be careful, because you can also use your words to propel you into a lower, more negative state. Number 6 is coming through. Unconditional love, being a beacon of hope, service, and devotion. I'm seeing this with that friendship, soul group energy. Bring your love into situations, y'all, because people really need it. For somebody here, I want you to be careful how you speak to others. There may be someone in your midst who is very depressed, and a negative word from you can push them over the edge. An elevated ancestor is standing beside you. You are never alone. As I speak, there is an elevated ancestor standing on the side of you. Someone's going to feel a tap on their shoulder. Have faith in yourself. Some of you go too hard. You're too hard on yourself, and you don't believe in your abilities. This month is for focusing, right? Having faith in yourself and your abilities, knowing that you have the power to focus and create the life that you want. Okay? For those in Ifa Orisha tradition, this is Ochosi's energy. Focusing on your goals, on the task ahead, and not letting anyone or anything throw you off that path. It's like the hunter. The hunter has to be patient, right? In order to get its prey. You have to be patient in order to get what it is that you want in this life. On the bottom of the deck, I keep my Odu cards here. So this is Iwori Meiji. Iwori is about being the deep seer, but my Baba always reminded me when Iwori would come up to avoid like getting really down on yourself and avoid losing hope. So it's like you can use Iwori to focus on something, right? Look at something more deeply and clearly, or Iwori can really have you in a depressed, low state. You get stuck in your head, analysis paralysis. Don't lose hope. Watch your words. We already got that, right? And avoid impulsive action, okay? But this is a good time to use your wisdom and intelligence to make shit happen. Let's look at our guidance and warnings by the elements. Okay, so let's look at our guidance and warnings. For those of you who are interested, you can purchase my Odu Ifa Wisdom Oracle deck or my Divine Says Oracle deck on my website, daydreamolson.com. They're also for sale on Etsy. I also wanted to let you guys know that I started a membership. For those of you who have been following the channel for a while and want to support me, please do so. You can check the links below to join my membership here on YouTube and get access to some perks. But really, it's just like a monthly donation showing your support to the channel. Thank you so much for those of you who have signed up already. We're starting with air signs, okay? Here we go. Air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. What's your guidance for September? All right. Dishonesty doesn't pay. Wickedness isn't beneficial. The person who is honest is supported by the immortals. There may be a moment this month where you are tempted to be dishonest, or like I said, maybe to step outside of your character or allow your anger to take over. And the divine is saying, do not do that. Do not do that. Okay? Air signs, you're also getting angel number 1010. With these two together, I feel like that message about emotional maturity and graduating emotionally, right? Moving from like maybe an immature way of dealing with your emotions to moving into a higher, more stable emotional way of being. I feel like that message is for you with 1010 and this dishonesty card. This talks about spiritual awakening, right? So something happening or you taking an action that causes you to overcome some lower aspect of your nature that has been really dragging you down. This is the time. It's not later. Be careful of who you're spending time with too. I think you will know when someone is dishonest or when someone is a bad influence, and loyalty may make you want to stay around them. But the divine is saying, like, you're going to be acknowledged by the immortals for your wisdom. So if you're wise enough to let go of behaviors that aren't helpful, if you're wise enough to move away from people who do really dirty things, then you're good to go. You know what I mean? Like, be smart. Also, keep working on your goals, air signs. That's something that's coming up again and again, right? This energy of focus, being focused on things that are important to you. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Follow your intuition. Your intuition is going to lead you to the right people, places, and opportunities. And with angel number 1010 here, it's just time to go higher. Okay? It's time to leave behind things that have been harmful and hurtful. And I feel like your intuition is going to lead you in the right directions, lead you away from certain people and towards others. And be honest with yourself, y'all. It says, he who is honest is supported by the immortals. Intuitively, you may receive some information that is very, very helpful for you. But it may be hard for you to see it clearly or to take accountability. Don't allow your ego to stop you from seeing something and taking action on it, okay? One more card. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh my God. Only speak good things, y'all. So this is being reiterated. We had the word speak power, right? That came up in that card. Your words are going to be so important this month. Maybe even so important that they bring about a spiritual awakening. They close out a cycle, right? They help you manifest something beautiful. And you want to avoid wickedness and saying, speaking curses over yourself and others. Thank you, air signs. See you next time. Okay, let's do water signs. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio guidance. Water, please. Water signs. Ooh. The divine want to speak to you. I saw the words release resentment. Some water signs, you need to release resentment and anger. You got angel number 111. That's new starts. New starts, new beginnings. Be optimistic and keep your hopes high. Someone here or multiple people are really going through it emotionally. And the divine wants you to get better at just taking things in stride and keeping high hopes, right? And being optimistic and just moving forward. There's a new start for some of you. I don't know if you're ready for this new start or if you're fighting it. Maybe you're fighting some endings, but don't. This is really good for you. Too many. Guidance and warnings, water signs. Okay. So this is about embracing patience and dropping confrontations. It says drop your confrontations and embrace patience. If there is no anger in the morning, why should there be anger in the evening? And this is something we're getting throughout the entire reading. This need to avoid anger, outburst, and emotionally immature behavior, okay? Somebody may be triggered this month, maybe multiple people, maybe lots of us may be triggered, but the divine says drop your confrontations and embrace patience. Don't start your day angry and try not to end your day angry, right? Because it's like this is a time of new beginnings and we don't want to take that anger into our new beginnings. Water signs, please. Water signs, please. We have issues with self-confidence. There is no time to be down on yourself, to have issues with your self-confidence, especially with angel number 111, when they're telling you this is a time of new beginnings, right? This is the time to be optimistic. This is the time for some of you to take the lead and go hard and do your best, right? So you don't have time for this. It's time to work through any self-esteem issues that you may have, any confidence issues. It's time to graduate. The divine wants you to know, water signs, that your ancestors hear you loud and clear. Remember I said there's some people here where your prayers are going to be answered, where your words are going to be heard very clearly. Be careful what you say, right? Embrace patience, optimism, and work on any issues with your self-confidence. One more for water signs. Yeah, on the bottom of this deck, my divine says, Oracle says you are supported and protected by the divine. You don't want to ignore that, right? So your ancestors are here. The divine is here. Somebody here may be getting ready to do something new and you're about to talk yourself out of it. Don't do that. You have the energy here that's supporting you to move forward, okay? Altar maintenance. Altar maintenance is important for you, water signs. If you have any type of, altars, this could be ancestors to any type of deities, anything like that, this is the time to get on it. You may be, some of the people I was talking to where I was saying your prayers are going to be heard, okay? Thanks, water signs. See you next time. Okay, earth signs. So that's Virgo, Cap, Taurus. What does the divine want you to know for your guidance for this month? Earth signs. Dreams, signs, and synchronicities contain important messages. Pay attention so that the divine will be speaking to you through different modes this month. Okay, so you want to pay attention to your dreams, any signs and synchronicities that come up. And the divine wants you to trust the messages you're getting, okay? We also got the card that came out for water signs, issues with self-confidence. Be careful, because with issues with self-confidence and the dream, signs, and synchronicities card, some of you get clear information and answers and guidance from your divine guides, from your divine support system, but you sometimes talk yourself out of believing that this is true. Some of you are also staying in draining relationships and situations because of issues with your self-confidence, but you know that already. Your guides are telling you, What else for earth signs, please? Negative energy is trying to stop your plans. And to be honest, what I'm getting is that the negative energy for some of you is coming through your own issues with self-confidence, right? So if you want to overcome this negative energy, pay attention to the signs, synchronicities that are coming through. Stop downplaying yourself and your abilities. For some of you, pay attention to your dreams. I would actually write my dreams down if I were you, because that is going to be really helpful this month. The divine says it's time to plan and have a strategy, earth signs. What are you doing to make things happen? Are you just dreaming? Are you just sitting around and thinking about it? Have you come up with a plan and a strategy on how to move forward? If not, this is the time to do so. And if you have a plan or a strategy about something, move forward. So you see this, right? We have plans here twice. Negative energy is trying to stop your plans. Plan and have a strategy. Maybe this is the time for you to really, really, really seriously put things in writing, right? Come up with a written plan then take that plan and make it actionable and put it into a calendar, and then take the action steps needed. Get real serious about what y'all got going on, because there's something here that's fighting you. Okay, earth signs, it's a fight. It wants to stop you, and it may use your own issues with self-confidence to do so. Pay attention to your intuition, because you're going to get guidance about how to overcome this negative energy. Earth signs, please. The truthful person is endowed with peace and comfort. I speak the truth and I have peace and comfort. This has come up a couple of times now in the guidance. This need for truth and honesty. And I really feel like for some of you, this is like a mental thing where you can't even see yourself clearly, or you don't give yourself the credit that you need. And it disrupts your plans in your life, right? You will have more peace and comfort when you speak the truth, but also when you see the truth about yourself, about your abilities. I'm hearing someone here is playing victim, and you need to stop. Okay, and I'm sorry that the divine put it like that, but that's what it is. They said stop being a victim. You're not a victim. You're not, and that's the truth. And when you see that, you'll have more peace and comfort. Thank you, earth signs. See you next time. All right, last but certainly not least, babies, the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag. What's the divine want you to know for your guidance and warnings for September? All right, so, the divine is always going to point towards you avoiding impulsivity, fire signs. So you want to carefully consider your options before making any decisions in September. But I'm also getting, this is for the fall months for you. If you're moving into the autumn months in the northern hemisphere, but probably like September, October, November, no matter where you are in the world, okay? Carefully consider things before taking action. Don't jump. Don't impulsively make decisions. You really have to chill, okay? Carefully consider your options. And this is reminding me of the message from Iwori Meiji. Using your wisdom and intelligence before going towards something. Definitely not the time to rush. Fire sign. Be careful of who you spend time with. Be careful of who you trust, okay? It says there are more worthless people than leaves in the forest. It is more difficult to find decent people than it is to find money. All right, with these two together, really pay attention to the people you're around. If you're about to enter into any type of contract or relationship, the divine is saying, slow your ass down, because some of the people you're about to do this with are no good. Okay? No good. They're they're worthless people, honey. Somebody you're about to connect with may be a worthless person. So you really want to carefully consider things. You know what I'm getting to? For somebody here, be careful of getting someone pregnant, because you're going to find out later that they were worthless and you should have taken some time. And this could even be like signing a contract with someone. For some of you fire signs, this is a company. Like you're about to enter into an agreement with a company and you're going to find out later that they're no good. Okay? That's a very clear message for the fire signs. Check y'all out. More guidance for the fire signs, please. Be careful of the decisions you make. Be careful of who you get in bed with. And that's not just literal, figuratively as well. Move forward. Yeah, some of you, there's like an opportunity to bond with someone or enter into an agreement with someone or something. No. You're going to know this. The fire signs are highly intuitive. You have very clear messages. Pay attention to that. Move forward. Something is not worth your time and energy. And you'll get I feel like the divine will show you, or you'll have some type of revelation. Something will be revealed. You'll see something about a person or a situation. Then you have a choice to make. Are you going to keep moving forward or just let it go? Focus on self-care this month, fire signs. I think some of you are focusing too much on other people or something, and you're foregoing your self-care. Some of you need some extra time to just alone, I'm hearing, and some extra time to take care of yourself. Put in a spiritual request and then be patient. Okay, fire signs. So your guides hear you. All right. And this is a great time to pray, all to work, all of that. There's something in the atmosphere which makes this a really auspicious time. Good time to connect with the divine. And then be patient as you're waiting for this to manifest, okay? Because something is definitely coming for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so grateful, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace, y'all. Be well. Happy September.